There is a church in Jacksonville, Florida that has banned minors from their Sunday services because they decided it was more important to have a pastor who is a registered sex offender.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
In order to accommodate this registered sex offender pastor...
That's the guy?
Yes. They are banning children from their church. It's the Christ Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church in Jacksonville, Florida. And that gentleman's name is Daryl Gilliard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a tough choice. It seems like you would have gone in the opposite direction.
Yeah, definitely. In 2009, he pled guilty to lewd conduct and lewd molestation of 2 underage girls. While he was the pastor of a different church, he molested a 15-year-old girl and sent a lewd text message to another.
Yeah. Now, when I say tough choice, I don't mean that it's a difficult choice. I mean, like, that was tough, the decision that they made to go in that direction.
Yeah.
It's not like this guy, hey, you know what, he was drunk at a frat party, 20 years ago, and he showed his Johnson to someone, and haha, you're on the sex offender list for the rest of your life, and they feel bad, and he's a part of the community. No, we're not going to do that. No, he pled guilty to going after girls in his own church who were underage. So I don't get it. Like,
where's the question?
Where's the question? How do you get together and go, should we ban the kids from church or should we ban the pastor who molested kids in the past? ¿Quién es más macho? That's all I have to say to this story.
Daryl says, and that's the sex offender, he says, somehow I will prove that life isn't over when one has committed a crime for which he receives this heinous label. You don't have to languish on the fringes of society. Like, part of me kind of understands what he's saying, right? Like, people who are registered sex offenders, like, they're done. People don't want to give you jobs, it's over, right?
No.
But at the same time, like, this is a church. You can't ban children from your church to accommodate a sex offender.
Yeah. And look, we've talked about the stigma of sex offender before, and that's why I mentioned that example. Sometimes people get on that list when there was a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old who had sex with a 16-year-old. It's ridiculous. Their boyfriend, girlfriend. So we don't immediately say sex offender, that's it, you're evil and we don't want to deal with you, etc. And I believe that if he served his time, he can actually get redemption, right? But after you molested kids when you were a pastor, I can't have you being a pastor again. All right, can you get redemption by being, a dentist? Have at it, Hoss, right? And I'm certainly not going to do it if it's at the cost of banning kids from that church. How does that make any sense? I mean, isn't one of the main problems that these churches are having is that they're losing the young? So now if you banish the young because you wanted to accommodate one guy here, it just doesn't seem like the logical way to go. Now, if some of these guys hire this guy to be their mechanic or their accountant or whatever it is, that's a different story because we don't know what's in that guy's heart.
Right.
Right? And he did serve his time. But this is outside the bounds of reason.